Well, I got back up here and went to cool my camera down. It started to overheat on me. Got to where I could barely hold it. And this gentleman showed up. This is Bill. He lives here. He lives right over the hill here. Right down over the hill. And he was telling me some very interesting stuff about this old cemetery. And apparently this is, his wife is right over here. And his cousin is right here, was killed by a train. And he just was up through here just kind of curious to see, you know, who was up here and what we were doing, that kind of thing. And we got to talking. And he showed me a couple things. Now there's a road right down here, and I'll go out there before I leave. It goes out here and you go down the hill to leave, but there's a turn to the left that I didn't even see. Had no clue it was there, didn't even see it. He pointed it out to me, and he said that is where that African American cemetery is, and that it was a mass grave that had to do with a scarlet fever epidemic that happened here that just decimated the community. And apparently there's a really large grave, you know, graveyard. I'm not really exactly sure. We'll find out when we get there. He said, but he said that there's only one stone that he knows of. It was a gentleman that had gotten, I'm not sure if he'd gotten drafted or enlisted, but he had went to war and got killed almost immediately, you know, right after he had deployed. Right after he left, he got killed and was brought back and buried over there, and that was the only headstone that he knows about. He also said that this section right here, right beside where I'm parked, that's the section that I went down earlier. He said that right here is more of the same graves, but none of these are marked. So more than likely we probably are looking at one of the old lost graveyards right here. And when I get done up here with this one, I'll take the Can-Am and we'll go out on that old trail out through there and just see what we can see. See if there is something that looks like a mass grave from a scarlet fever epidemic. It's the best way to get to those. Okay, there's only, where's the fence? Okay, I see the fence right there, and right here, and there. Okay, there's only one in there. Rather than climb, you can't read it. Headstone part's missing, that's just the base. Work down this last little section on the right here, and then we'll go out to that other one and see if we can find it and just see what we see. Okay, I'm not moving that with my hand because I know what that is. That's not dirt. Something, yeah, some critter. Curtis Lincoln Chapman, Tech 5 U.S. Army, World War II, 1908 to 1981. This one is John. Hold on. Alright, so that's everything up here. Now I'm going to go get in the Can-Am. And you go right down here and turn right to go back down the hill. That's the way I came up. I'll be going out here and turning left to a little road that I didn't even see coming up. But supposedly, according to Mr. Miller and to Ricky yesterday, that is where that mass grave is. It's out through there somewhere. So I'm going to head out there now. And, you know, we'll just take a look. And Mr. Miller was saying that the one gentleman who had went to war, he mentioned that he had a stone out there. So if nothing else, I'm really hoping that stone, if nothing else, will kind of point out, you know, the spot that I'm looking for. But, you know, that's pretty interesting. We're going to head out here and go see if we can find this. And I think we got a good battery. Let me see. Oh yeah, 93. We are good to go. There, down this way is the way I came in, right there. But here's where I'm going. We'll see just how far we can get back in there with the Can-Am. We may wind up walking it. Splits. Damn. Aha. I see remnants of a trail. We're about as far as we need to take the Can-Am. We're hoofing it from here. Now, I'm thinking that one little road went that way. What's that? Well, now that is man-made. Look at that big wall. Look at that. That is man-made. I see a stone. I see one right over there. I know I get a little bit, I know, I can't help it. But look at this, there's stones here. These were decorative. Someone has put up a little memorial of their own. Wow. Here's something. Here's a grave. There's one. Wow. Where'd that stone go? There it is. Here's one. Wow. There. Here. There. There. Look at that sunken spot. Here. Creeping myrtle too. I think that's what it's called anyway. Look at that one. They're everywhere. There. The headstone's there. There's one. There's a sunken spot there. Sunken spot there. One headstone. And there's the little stone walls. Wow. Like I've stumbled onto something. It's moments like this when you feel like you've stumbled onto something. You know, I know the grave has been here for many, many, many decades. But somehow you just feel like you've discovered something. Here we go. Cleo Whaley, Whaley, West Virginia, S20, US NR, World War II, 1925 to 1945. So that sounds about right, don't it? That's what Mr. Miller said. That's what he was told. That this gentleman either had gotten drafted or enlisted and went to war and got killed almost immediately and was sent back home to be buried up here with family back on this mountainside. But where is family? And you can see there's a stone there and a dip right here. This place is covered. This is amazing. One lone headstone to mark the spot. I'm guessing that's what this is, that marker over here, that memorial, makeshift memorial. I'm guessing we found it. It's probably right there. You know, the big level spot. Wow. This is probably the mass grave site right here, if the story's true. You know, which it's two people have told me the same story. So it's either true or it's a very prevalent rumor. One of the two. If it's true, if what I've been told is true, I'm standing on a mass grave. Wow. And the memorial over there sure tends to lend some credibility to the story, doesn't it? There's something carved in here. I can see letters. Symbols. There's symbols. There's a U, I think. Wow, I need to come up here and clean these off. These have symbols on them. There's an R and an E. Could be Claire, could be almost anything. Some of them are obviously individual graves. I'm guessing the mass grave was right in here somewhere. Because here's more stones right here. And just look at that memorial. I'm guessing that's what it is. I mean, it's circumstantial evidence, but that's some pretty compelling circumstantial evidence, wouldn't you say? Wow. That is amazing. I'll be very interested to learn of the history of the one grave that we found here. I'm hoping Heather can find some other information with a little luck, but I'm kind of doubtful. You know, a lot of this wasn't recorded. A lot of people, you know, they didn't even have birth certificates. You know, they were born up in a holler, and, you know, they worked in a coal mine, and they just had kids, went to work. You know, they didn't, you know, to get a birth certificate, you'd have to go a long ways. And, you know, places like this, they just, I don't know, didn't. But look at that. Look at this. Somebody carried all this stuff up here, the cement anyway, The stones are carved. I mean, look at that cube. The stones are carved, not just rocks cemented together. They're actually carved and put into place with cement. This is up here for some reason. It seems like this place probably deserves a little more research and maybe even a plaque or something if it turns out to be what it looks to be. I mean, we've done videos. You guys been watching the channel. You know, we've done videos about, you know, the Spanish flu and, you know, stuff like that, and how it, you know, would decimate entire communities. And this would be a really fine example of that, you know. Let's see, this is a little bit of a dip right here. Could be one. That could be a grave, you know, it's just got a little bit of a dip, slightly elongated. But that is the only one that I see up here on this flat. I don't see any more sunken spots. I don't see any rocks, any markers of any kind up here. Just around the perimeter. Let's look over here too. I didn't check that side. Go all the way around. Old bed springs. Old bed up here. I don't see any stones or sunken spots, but you can see that low, I guess it's creeping myrtle, I think. You can see it like kind of goes right around the edge, around the perimeter. See, like right here's a sunken spot. See, that's what I'm looking for right there. See that? That is obviously a grave. Elongated. Here's a stone, as a matter of fact. There's a stone right there. But what I was going to say, you can see how it's elongated and sunk. And, you know, back in, you know, they used a lot of wooden boxes. And the wood, it deteriorates over time. The whole thing collapses in. That's why they settle. Of course, the dirt settles too, you know. But once the thing collapses, it, you know, it all falls in. And that's how you get these big, deep dips. But what I'm wondering, why are there no big dips out here? Why are they all around the perimeter of this spot with that, what appears to be a memorial right there? A lot of times that'll give you an idea, an old rotten post, give you an idea what you're dealing with. See, here's one. Right here's one. I didn't even notice that. I parked right there and didn't even notice this. I wonder if it has a rock. I don't see a marker stone. It's definitely a grave though. 100%. Starts right there, ends right here. Definitely a grave. Okay, that's where I came in at. That's what we'll call the trail. Look here. That's the trail I just came up right there. Believe it or not. Now, keep sweeping around the perimeter. These old trees here. Look, somebody's cut those all down at the same time. There, here, 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 here. Somebody's cut all these big trees down at the same time. For some reason. It's like it was done with a cross cut, maybe. That's not an axe. coming up on the end of the point out here. Just drops straight down over the hill from here. Okay, that's probably how they came up right there. Shortest route. Let's see if it looks like a... Looks like there might have been a trail right through here one day. At one time, I should say. That has got me really puzzled. You know, certain things really just grab your attention. You know, why would that be out here in the middle of nowhere up on the side of this mountain like that? There is something here. Look at those stones. Look at the precision, how well those are cut. The cubes, look at that. And there's two big ones here, here. I was kind of curious if maybe this end had them too, but it don't. There's one. Marker stone right there. Yep, they're all around the perimeter, but not in the middle. Wow, somebody put a lot of work into this for something, didn't they? And this probably wasn't one person either. This looks like this was several people getting this stuff up here. There's no water up here on this hillside. It's a mixed concrete. So everything is going to be very much labor intensive. Somebody put a lot of work into those two little, I'm thinking they're benches. I could be wrong, but it looks like, you know, you could just sit on this side, sit on that side, and kind of hang around, maybe have a little fire in the middle, maybe? Who knows? This might have been a bit much for the Mustang. Just a little bit. Might have been a bit much for the Mustang to handle. Actually,